let's dive right in. You just had a release party for the new album. It included Such Gold and Strike Anywhere. How was it?
Great.
Just
awesome.
Really amazing. Yeah, a lot of people showed up.
I think it nearly sold out.
Yeah, close to sold out.
Yeah,
and we had so much fun. People already knew the newer songs that we were playing and were singing along to the old ones as well. There were people stage diving and crowd surfing. There were little kids stage diving and crowd surfing even.
A complete family stage dive. There was
a whole family.
And we had Strike Anywhere on the show, or we were on the Strike Anywhere show doing the release, which was amazing and good to see them play after such a long time of not playing tours in Europe. And there was it was a matinee show, so a Sunday afternoon, but it was really a lot of fun and such a good vibe. And
it was nice to see people show up early on a Sunday, because like the first band was on at 4:30.
Smash the Statues.
Yeah,
they played first.
And it was already pretty packed, and it was just a day of perfect fun.
Couldn't have hoped for a better way to launch our new album.
No, definitely,
Yeah, you launched some of the songs already ahead of the album, so the people already knew some of the newer ones.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we put them out ahead of the release. Yeah.
So you can have more fun at the release show.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, people want to see you play songs that they know, so they might as well know the songs on forehand. Yeah.
Okay. And how's the reception of the album? It's been out for about a week now.
Yeah.
It is already.
I think pretty good, actually. We got some reviews. Some are better than others, obviously, but in general they've been really positive. And the response from people that heard the new songs and already got the album is even better, I guess. Like, people are so enthusiastic about it.
People who've known our music for a while. I mean, maybe they're just being nice to us, but a lot of people have come up to us and said, "This is the best album you've made ever." And,
by far, yeah.
I mean, personally, I agree. I mean, it's not very often that we record an album, and like it's been more than a year since we started recording. It took quite a while, and usually when you finish the entire process of recording, mixing, mastering, me at least, I don't necessarily want to listen to the album anymore because I've heard it so many times. But with this album, I still actually really enjoy listening to it, and I'm pretty proud of it. Pretty happy with it.
Definitely enjoy playing the newer songs.
Yeah.
And like for me, it's my first release with Antillectual, and it's just like so great to see so many people respond very enthusiastically and positive to it.
It took us we took more time to write and pre-produce the album. Usually I just write songs, I make demos, and then we rehearse with the three of us. And when we know the songs, we go to the studio, we play the songs, and we record them. But this time it started out with demos as well, and we worked on the songs, the three of us. But then we asked friends and people that that know what music is about and what could work and doesn't work in music and in song structures and in songwriting. We talked to them about what we were working on, and they gave us feedback, and some of that was really good feedback, and we could work with some
very constructive.
Yeah, and other feedback was things we didn't feel comfortable with, and we rejected that feedback. But we just got a lot of feedback from other people about the stuff we were working on, and that was a big change, because we never done that before, and
we should have done it earlier.
Yeah, but in hindsight, definitely it's something I really enjoyed, and I think for all of us,
it's pretty confronting as well. Like, just going up to someone saying like, "Okay, these are our songs. Please tell us what you like, what you don't like, and if there's anything you would suggest to change." And it's a pretty intense process, but I think in the end it was definitely worth it.
Definitely learned a lot. It's not like we had people like go write the songs, but just people think about the structure, and I think like in overall it helped us get more compact and catchy songs, and that worked out really well.
Right there.
Also, we recorded the last 3 albums with Nico, who happens to be my brother as well. And this was the first time we went to another studio, Split Second in Amsterdam. Going to a different studio was also like part of the new approach, if you will. And that was, I would say that was a good choice.
To be taken out of your comfort
zone.
Exactly.
In a way,
definitely. The way we recording that we're used to, just to do it differently. And in the end, it might not be as different as you think in advance, but still, the changes that are made are significant, and it really feels different working with other people, working in a different studio, in a different city. It changes the whole dynamic of creating an album, and that really
people are going to listen to the album and be like, these guys are talking shit, this just sounds like you always sound.
Well, of course, we're still the same band, and it's not like we recorded like a pop album but to us the process and the result feels really different. So I hope people hear it, understand it, and appreciate it as well. So it's
so far
in the eye of the beholder.
Really. For us, it feels like a step forward.
Yeah.
I agree, but who am I?
Thanks.
I really like the album. Your first single off of Engage, to me it's a pretty radio-friendly tune for an Antillectual song. Is that something you did on purpose, or is it just...
You mean that I wrote this song?
Yeah. I wrote this song.
It's very dangerous to say on purpose, because we don't write a song because we want to write a catchy song, or we want to have a song that's radio-friendly, but it's a riff that I came up with and that I liked, and when I worked it out as a song, it turned out to be catchy or poppy or radio friendly, if you like. But it wasn't written to be that. But since it turned out that way, we thought, well, if we're gonna make a music video for new songs, let's pick that one. Let's use the advantage of it being accessible.
I mean, I guess on every album there's one or two songs where you're like, okay, this is a song that probably a lot of people. Well, I mean, there's quite a few faster songs on Engage, which I'm very happy with, by the way. But it's more difficult to have a catchy song, a fast song be very catchy than a more mid-tempo song. But we did also release Racist Trash as a music video, which is a faster song. So I guess we more or less wanted to let people know that there's fast songs and there's also catchy songs.
Try to cover all ground.
Yeah, exactly. Represent the whole album by what you release in advance.
In Belgium, for instance, punk rock on the radio, that's never gonna happen. But when you hear I wrote this song, I think maybe that's something that
should happen.
Something that could be played.
I don't think it's been played on the radio so far. Not that I'm aware of.
Internet radio, but is that radio? No, but it's the same in Holland. I mean, you guys still have Studio Brussel, which is compared to Dutch radio an awesome radio station. Trust me. Oh yeah,
we have 3FM, which is only singer-songwriter music and
Milo.
Milo's very popular.
Guys with hats and beards and fancy clothes.
No hats, no fancy clothes.
I have no illusion of our songs being on heavy rotation on the radio.
No.
Okay.
So you have to buy the album to hear it.
Yay! Whoa.
That's a good segue. So I'll put up the link in the description
right now below.
Maybe tell us what the song is about and why it's important to you.
This is where I can sit back.
To write something about. So the first one is "Priest Without Religion." It's the opening track of the album.
Yeah, it is.
And it's already pretty hefty, maybe.
Yeah, it is. And that's why it's the first song, because it's a very broad subject, but it's about morality. If you want to keep it very broad, it's about morality and how morality seems to have disappeared from our lives, our communities, because of the withdrawal of religion. People aren't religious anymore, and I think that's where a lot of moral standards have disappeared as well. And the last thing I want is a return of religion, because I'm not too fond of that, and I don't think that's the only. But I don't think that's the only way to have morals. So I think I don't want morals to be the monopoly of religion. I think the way you act and your behavior should be guided by morals, and I don't think that religious morals are the only ones that are the right ones. I think there should be, in the vacuum that came about after the disappearing of religion, there should be a return of a different kind of morality based on like humanistic views or something like that. It's a bit vague, perhaps, but it's very important to me, because I think it's a song on our other previous album as well. It says every crisis is a moral crisis, and I think that a lot of the problems in our world, be it economic problems or humanitarian problems, the basis for those problems are morals, and people not having a moral consciousness in their way of acting and in politics or in economy. And I think if there's a return of morality and a non-religious morality, I think that could help the world a lot in advance. It could create a better world. That's going to be the last sentence after every song. That could create a better world. I think that's what it all comes down to. But I think morality could be a big impact. Yeah, well,
Antillectual. Yeah. For a better world, perhaps.
A Dutch band comes to mind. New morality.
Yeah.
So it's a plea to be always conscious about morality and try to challenge yourself.
Preferable, right?
Yeah,
because we live in a world with a lot of people actually surrounding us, and a lot of just things that have great impact on just basically everybody on the planet, or just the entire planet, like entire ecosystems, if you may. Like, all the small things you do in life actually have consequences.
Yeah, your behavior affects other people and the life around you and the world around you. So, and just because something is legal, because of course we have like a legal framework that says what we can and we cannot do, but it doesn't mean that everything that you're legally allowed to do is, favorable to do, that you should do it. I mean, I think that's where the human morality comes into play, into action, and I think
that's pretty much a great way to describe the current situation. Is that just the main line of our current morality is based on legislations on what is legal and what is not, and not on what
you think is right individually, personally, or socially.
Okay, let's do maybe one more, because otherwise
it's
a lot shorter in the liner notes.
That's why we write liner notes, because we have to cut down too.
We're not very eloquent.
I have three. I selected three, so you can choose which one to elaborate on. Europe, this is your final countdown. From hipster kids to hardliners, and appetite for construction. Which one would you pick to talk
that's
about?
difficult. Well, I think the easiest song to say something about could be maybe Europe, because it's very concrete.
And I think Appetite has sort of an overlap with the Priest theme.
Yeah, that's true.
The other one was...
What's the third?
Hipster kids to
hardliners.
That's really about...
more underground.
Yeah.
No, let's just talk about Europe. This is your final countdown, because it's very concrete. It's about the European Union and about things that are happening in Europe, and it's about, we had the economic crisis, the financial crisis with banks fucking up actually everybody's monetary system. But when we thought those were big crises, all of a sudden there was like a refugee crisis, and people thought, oh, money, that's not the biggest problem that we have in Europe. All of a sudden there was a humanitarian crisis, and people came into our welfare system and were threatening that, and people thought that's a way bigger problem. And I think neither of those problems is coped with in a good way. I think the European Union should not only be about money, about fighting financial conflicts, and I think the way that they're handling the humanitarian crisis is fucked up as well. I mean, they're based on solidarity. The European Union, it's based on countries sticking up for each other and taking care of the people within those countries. But that doesn't mean that if other people need your help, you should throw away that solidarity and there's no help needed, or you shouldn't take care of those people. I think that basic idea of the European Union for some reason does not apply for people that are not from the European Union, and I think that sucks. And even within the European Union, there's so many people not profiting from the benefits that European Union actually is. And a lot of people say that's one reason why I'm against the European Union, but to be honest, I don't agree with that as well, because I think it's better to have a union that does not work perfectly than to not have a union at all. And I think having a European Union is one step closer to a world union, and that's something that I think we should work towards in the end. I think that's the more unity there is. Sounds very Rick the Life, but the more unity there is in the world, I think the better it is, and the more we can fight useless boundaries and borders, the better this world looks like. So that's why we wrote that song, and it sounds very concrete, but of course it's about a lot of processes that are going on in Europe, and that did not start with the economic crisis. That started way before that, but it's become very pregnant at this moment because two crises followed each other, and now it's very visible for a lot of people. But it's in the core of the European Union that they're not taking care of the people in and outside of Europe in the right way.
The Brexit is then a step back, a setback.
Definitely a setback.
Come on, ask everyone, younger than 45, and they will agree with you.
How can a nation make such a decision based on such a small majority? That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that the referendum was not about being in the EU or not being in the EU. I think it mainly was about how do you see politics in general, and how do you see the UK politics in particular. And I think that's with every referendum. We had one in Holland as well.
Misinformed about it.
Yeah, misinformed, or they use it as a way of expressing their anger and fear. And that's with every referendum. Because giving the people the right to express themselves, that's great, and the more the better. But I don't think that like a binary referendum, yes or no, or pro or con, or one or two, that's not going to solve any problem. Because
black and white.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to see, with every referendum, I'd love to see like the issue you're voting for or against, and next to that, do you support or not support the current government? Because I think if you would do that, a lot of people would vote against the government and give their real opinion on the subject of the referendum. The further away from where you are, the more exotic it feels, And if it's from the US, the ground where it's all from originally, punk style or the West Coast style or the music that we make. If it's from the US, it's as cool as the old or the good stuff. So that's how you relate to that kind of music, and so I think that works that way. But it's also a self-fulfilling prophecy that if there's no European bands that get promoted or booked at cool shows or by good labels, they don't get the attention that the other bands on those labels and festivals and shows get. So that's why they're not becoming popular, or they don't get the attention. So that's what I mean. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Well, I think there's a sort of positive thing happening. Like for instance, Brakrock. It's a great mix of bigger and smaller American bands as well, and European bands.
Yeah, and
I think
Punk Rock
Holiday is definitely a festival that takes their responsibility towards the local community and just books, relatively local bands. I would say.
European community, like the European
for sure.
scene.
Man, this whole talk is about European Union and love.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, I'm gonna do a few short questions, and then we're gonna
try to do short answers.
Yeah,
we're not good at it.
What's the song you love to play live?
For me, it's the players in the game, because we haven't played it live yet.
Okay, you like to challenge them, maybe?
It is a challenge, yes.
You mean off the new album?
You can choose.
Oh, no, I will say I enjoy playing songs off the new album most live, and I think I really like Appetite for Construction because it's a faster song and it's still very melodic, and I don't know, I like playing faster songs more than playing slower songs.
Yeah, I think I can kind of go with that as well.
Okay.
That's a short answer.
Propaganda or Bad Religion?
Why?
Why two? Why not both?
I know what Willem's gonna say, so I'm gonna say Bad Religion. I'm a big fan of Propaganda, but I've been a fan of Bad Religion for a longer time, and they're more or less the gateway band that got me into punk rock and louder music. So I'm gonna stick with Bad Religion.
Okay, I'll make a quick Propaganda for me. It's just they're
I would love to say I'm in the middle in this, but I have to admit I'm more of a Propaganda fan than I'm a Bad Religion fan.
Okay, so it's 2 against 1.
Yeah.
A tricky one, Stella or Heineken?
Stella, anything over Heineken.
Okay.
But Cara for Toon.
No, fuck off. No, that's the only beer
Short
Short
answers.
And the last one, Groesrock or Punk Rock Holiday?
Punk Rock Holiday.
Okay, you're going over there again, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
For you also? Punk
Well,
Rock
I'd love to play Groesrock as well, but we're going to play Punk Rock Holiday, and it's the second time, and it's just the atmosphere and the surroundings and everything combined. You don't name your festival holidays for no reason.
Yeah.
Really, it's very, very
I've
awesome.
never been there, but it sounds amazing.
Oh, it does.
It's beautiful.
It is. It is.
Okay. Yeah, you can
Honestly,
answer
this
as
is
well.
going to be my first time at Punk Rock Holiday, so I don't know, man.
You don't know.
I've
He'll
been
tell
to
you
Groesrock.
after.
Yeah.
So for now, your
Stay
answer is
tuned.
Groesrock.
I'll keep that question for the next interview maybe, and then
Deal.
we'll have an answer. Once again, congrats on your new album. We're gonna round it off now. So is there anything you want to add to it, or plug something before we close the interview?
I should give this kind of thing more thought beforehand.
You should ask this before the interview, and then we'll do it after. No, thanks for having us, really, and thanks for plugging the album already. So that's much appreciated. It's out like a week, so we're happy if everybody wants to check it out.
On Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, Bandcamp,
our website,
everywhere.